I'm the Director of Strategic Partnerships at Twitch.
Hey, I'm Justin. I'm the CEO of Adder.
We've got one over here. Hey guys, I'm Patrick Dees. I'm the co-founder and chief gaming officer of the fan-controlled football league.
And my name is Ann Hand. I'm the CEO of Super League. Were you hoping we were going to say a lot more than that?
No. But yeah. So my name is Royce, the founder of Mobcrush. I think just for everyone in the room, it'd be great to just give context of like your role and like the company, right? We'll start with that.
So Twitch is a social platform, 200 million active users, consuming about 2.5 hours of content a day. It's supposed to create that live, interactive, and social experience. And currently I founded and run the Twitch student program, which focuses on education, business, and esports at universities and high schools in 23 countries, going on 40 by next year.
I'm Justin. I'm the CEO of Adder, and basically we're a management and advertising agency. So we manage a bunch of Twitch and YouTube influencers, and then we also work with a lot of top-tier brands to help them enter and sponsor esports personalities.
The fan controlled, well, first of all, I love the way you're sitting. I feel like I need to just get comfortable like that, right? It's pretty great. So the fan controlled football league, we are building, it's good, right? Like, I think we should gargles all over it. The fan controlled football league, we are building Madden in real life. So essentially building a league of actual football players built from the ground up that let fans run the teams. They choose the logo, the mascot, the colors, all of those things, but then they go and they call plays in real time. It's like you're playing a video game. Games are an hour long. We kick off in the middle of next year. All 8 teams are going to be in Vegas, and yeah, that's me.
And Super League Gaming was founded about 3.5 years ago. The premise was that with all of the excitement at the professional esports level, that it would be inevitable that feeder systems would emerge. And so we run youth leagues, so kind of think of it as a little league product, introducing kids under 14 to the notion of esports and to a different way to kind of enjoy the games that they love. And then we also run young adult and adult leagues as well, kind of more of a minor league system.
Great, thank you. So we're looking forward to kick off the panel. Just to give everyone a heads up, we've broken down a set of questions, right? Like there's the first set of like just to get everyone caught up on like what everyone is seeing from their respective products and platforms in terms of trends, innovations. So like current state, and then the latter part we're going to open up. It's like, hey, what is it that we're seeing? Take a peek to the future. So we have those 2 areas, and then we're going to open it up for a Q&A through the floor. So that's the general format, and if everyone's ready, we'll go kick it off. So the first one is regarding trends and innovations, right? Like the interesting things, like at least from what we're seeing in the Mobcrush side, just the past 6 months alone, like we saw from 0 to about half of the streams being streamed through our platform are the genre for battle royale, right? So like we're seeing a lot of like PUBG streams, a lot of like Fortnite streams that start from 0 to where it is right now, almost half of the streams that we're seeing. So we'd love to hear from each of you. What are the general trends and innovations that each of you are seeing on your platform?
Do you want to take a minute and talk a little bit about what Mobcrush is? Oh, yeah, absolutely. I want people to know.
So Mobcrush, I started the company about 4 years ago. The mission, I think, for that matter. The mission of the company is frictionless distribution and monetization of live video. Right, so we've got like 3 sets of products. The first one is some multicasting capability for creators. So when we started the company, we started asking the game streamers and creators and teams that we have on our platform, what are your core pain points? And they were like, at this day and age, like, we stream to Twitch. If we have a YouTube channel in the afternoon, we have to cut up the, spend time to edit the video and upload there and get some advertising revenue. And then at the end of the day, like we still have to engage our audiences, whether Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, etc. And so we looked at that, it's like, hey, like, if we could give you a button that goes like in a single tap of a button, share your content across platforms and engage your audiences everywhere, that would be a win. So that's, you have the multicasting capability with one touch. And then the other portion of that is monetization. So I know other platforms are doing like ticketing, subscription, right? And we looked at that, so hey, like this big opportunity. I think it dovetails into the first panels of the conversation. There's an untapped 150 billion brand advertising dollar that's shifting to digital. How do we connect those brands that they add? We've got some experience in that space as part of the business model. How do you connect it with the creators and audiences in the gaming and the sports space? So in a nutshell, that's what we do. And thanks, Patrick, for asking.
Your question again, because I've got the attention span of an Irish setter. I literally forgot the question.
No worries. So the question again is regarding trends and innovations, right? So from each of the platforms, please share with us, what are the general trends and innovations that you're seeing? Share with us some of the insights on your respective platforms and products. So, Anne, if you don't mind starting.
Yeah, so we've run about 2,000 live event experiences to date in the last few years. The platform has always been designed to be an online to offline platform. So the platform doesn't care where you're sitting, but we do as a brand. We think that better gaming happens when you're physically together. And again, we're going after the competitive amateur gamer. So we're talking about 1 billion gamers around the world, not just the 13,000 or so elite professionals. And so with that, a big part of the brand is having a distributed network of retail partners that are able to spin up more Super League experiences. Again, when you game together in person, a lot of the toxicity and harassment comes out of gaming, skill progression is faster, and it's just more fun, is our point of view. And so I think what we're seeing right now is the beginning of some infrastructure that's starting to emerge for the amateur scene. 2-3 years ago when Super League was kicking off, even just using the word esports, people, only thought of that as a term about the professional level. And so the good news is we kind of got to shape some of that narrative by getting out early. And what we're seeing now is some of the infrastructure starting to come in to support the amateur scene.
It's a unique question for us because we haven't kicked off yet. So trends as far as, but we are like a forward-looking league, right? We're rethinking football from the ground up. And I mean this for this audience, but just in general, from a gaming audience. Football fans in the audience here? Show of hands. All right, it's pretty good. You never know with these crowds, right? Like a lot of gamers. When I talk about to get here, that's true, right? I don't know much about football. Here I am starting a professional football league. I know what I learned. I learned entirely through playing Madden. I grew up with my father. He's like literally the best dude on the planet. He's an amazing father. Knows zero about professional sports. He was a choir guy and like into drama. So I would play Madden and sit with my father on Sundays and tell him what was going on the football field, right? Like this is a 4-3, a 3-4 prevent defense that I learned all through playing Madden. So for me, the play calling experience, that real-time engagement, that lean forward, has always been part of my sports experience. And so since forever, I've wanted that real-time engagement. I think that's what you talk about trends and kind of looking forward. They said on the last panel, I think we need to do a better job as esports in thinking through how do we engage viewers, right? Like how do we? I think he said we're all like stick and ball and we hang back and it's this lean back experience, and we want to change that. Really, like the game's an hour. We need to be in and out. Like nobody's got time for a 3.5-hour football game anymore. They just don't. So games are an hour long. And even you big fans of the kicking game in football, never seen a hand to that question. We're doing away with kicking. And again, the whole league is kind of that looking forward. But I think if you asked about like what trends that we're seeing, is that I think it's really all about audience engagement and enjoying that moment to moment as opposed to hanging back and kind of that passive experience. So.
I'm going to speak a little bit about influencer marketing and the trends in that industry rather than just traditional esports and live streaming. I think Twitch can speak a little better to that than I can. Right now is the golden age for influencer marketing. When I dropped out of college 3 years ago, it was the golden age for entrepreneurship. Now everyone seems to claim they're an entrepreneur. And I think within a few years, everyone's going to claim they're an influencer, even if only one person's following them on Twitter. So I guess I qualify, right? I got 10. But the big change in influencer marketing right now is the representation. It used to be that if you want to work with an influencer or content creator, you could have a direct relationship. Or if you work with a manager, it'd be their best friend, and your communication would be slow. Email would take 10 to 15 days to get a response. What we're seeing right now in Twitch, and I think in general, is a much faster response time, more management of influencers, and the industry is quickly becoming professionalized in a way I couldn't have imagined it coming 2 years ago. You know, as Adder's grown its own suite, we started off not representing any talent. In the last year, we've become one of the larger representation offices for Twitch talent. One of the reasons for that is that that's where the industry is going. Everyone I know, from Lyric to Crypt, now has a manager, people who never would have taken a manager before, because they're seeing dollars and sponsorship, but more importantly, they're recognizing that they don't have the time to manage business relationships the way they need to be managed. So I'd say the biggest change in my industry is the movement towards professional representation.
I'm a big advocate of professional representation for almost a decade now. And I would always tell people, I don't understand why you don't want to use professional representation because they take 15 or 20%. I'd always tell them 80% of something is a whole lot more than 100% of nothing, right? So trends and innovations with Twitch, we focus really on two things, content and engagement.